So, to talk about criticism a little bit, right? And how to receive criticism without losing your confidence in what you're doing. Um, Back when I was a manager, I had a friend of mine. He was one of our partners that I worked with, and he'd come in, and I knew we were on the same page. I knew the number one thing, the number one priority, both of us, was to help my location grow, but also in that same side for me to grow, right? And I knew the underlining aspect of that was the number one goal. And there were times where he'd give me feedback and I'd push back. We both had different worldviews, and we'd go rounds. We sometimes it get a little intense, a little bit, but at the end of the day, we both knew what the purpose of those conversations were. And even in our worst situation, where we went back and forth, um, we were able to have that open dialogue, and then afterwards, it was okay. So where did we land? Like, where are we going from here? Like, what's the next step? Okay, awesome. This is the next step. Awesome. Great. Okay. So now where do you want to go to lunch? And I think if we have that aspect, if we have that thought process, that those that are giving us feedback, those that are critiquing or criticizing what it is that we're doing, that ultimately it's not to put us down, but to help us perform better, right? If that's their intent or not, if that's how you take it, that's what you believe, it's not going to matter. Now, that doesn't mean you have to take all the criticism or you have to implement different things that are being said to you. You have to run that through your filters. You have to gauge and say, hey, does this fall within my belief system? Hey, does this fall within the realms of what I want to do? If it is, but your skill set's not there, hey, ask more questions, be more curious. How can I do this? And I think if you do that, ultimately you grow in any interaction, and in any experience.